At our funerals, we request a red couch, please.
I request a party. Please dance.
And it says, we'll react to your love in the afterlife.
Hey,
What's
up?
What up, y'all? It's Norm coming there a little bit of while. Season 2, episode 7. This one right here called Backwash.
Backwash.
Backwash is when you drink a little bit of pop and you spit it into your significant other's mouth.
Oh, that's Ookie mouth.
That way it's nice and warm.
Too because of all you two.
So
I don't know who your significant other is that you do this with.
Bodie. How do you guys feel? What's gonna happen in this episode? We're gonna have to deal with the ramifications.
Backwash. It's gonna be something with McNulty in the water with the boats.
Someone's gonna sip someone's can of Coke and not wipe their backwash. I hate when people do that. You know, they take a sip of the Coke and they leave like the thick little slurp on the rim.
Okay, literally everyone's saying you now has drink after everyone else in here. I've seen you all do it.
I never even noticed that. I never even noticed that. Now I'm gonna start thinking about that.
Like on a can, you know, the little soda reminiscent thing is like right there. Slurp that shit up.
Yeah, I can't fuck with y'all no more.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I've literally seen all of us pull off of the same vodka bottle. Like I've seen us all drink after each other.
We don't need. There's no backwash.
I have seen us all share a popsicle at one point.
anymore.
I swear to God, or a lollipop.
Yeah, you don't backwash in vodka.
I've seen everybody here share a popsicle together.
We should share a kombucha together.
We all chew the same gum.
Oh my God, I did not even realize that shit. That's
Okay, well since we're not getting a lot of speculation going on, I'll just tell you guys the real important stuff. God, blow pop lord. This is not a market substitute. Make sure you support the OG count oh fuck. Somebody else, I quit.
He just decided to stop talking.
I think he's doing it right now.
This is not a market substitute. Make sure you support the OG content on your own. Also, feel free to support the Normies over on Patreon. Supporting the Normies on Patreon means that you get to watch ahead and watch uncuts and skits, and you get to listen to us talk about the different flavors of Backwash. All right, let's get the more talk up.
Yo, the homie.
I mean, he killed. No, he killed.
I'm trying to love him, but it's hard.
Who was it that passed? The relation?
Nah, we worked together. You know, we wasn't all that tight, but he was still my nigga, you know?
I think I'm on it.
Damn, man, I
What you
can't
got
believe
in
they
the
killed
back?
D'Angelo, bro. That's crazy.
Hell yeah, see? This what I'm talking about.
That gat and grip thing over there.
Oh my God.
Do that in white or red or pink carnation.
This is some good shit I've never seen before.
No, it's not, but it's dope. I like it.
Watch, you ain't nothing yourself.
True that. How your boy fall?
Hung himself. Over at the cut, man. Strung himself up. Judge ran wild on his ass. Gave him 20. I guess he couldn't handle all them years, you know?
Yeah, sure.
It's a weak-ass nigga when you think about it. Ain't no reason to drag his name down no further, you know?
I worked at a flower shop and never had to do anything like this.
Let me get something strong colors, right? Red, black, whatever. Make it look like one of them towers down on Franklin Terrace. You know, the high rises, right?
You want the arrangement to look like a high-rise housing project?
Man, D does not deserve this.
Rest in peace and remembrance, something like that. Something that says how you feel about the loss.
Fuck it, all right? Just make sure the towers look like they do.
At our funerals, we request a red couch, please.
I request a party. Please dance.
And it says, we'll react to your love in the afterlife.
If Ross comes walking through here and sees the two of you hunched over playing video games on 14 open murders, he's gonna fucking blow.
That is exactly why we asked Lieutenant Daniels to set us up at his offsite over in the southeast.
If Daniels has a detail set up already, maybe he takes the murders too.
Fool, Jay. He's just giving us a room with no viewers.
They're trying to pass off these murders to Daniels. He ain't having it.
Me and my niggas done sold all that shit off. I'm passing get paid. That's why I'm at with it.
Hey, Frog.
First of all, and I don't know how to tell you this without hurting you deeply, you happen to be white. Come up with 500 in advance and the 210 that you owe to Zig. You can work my package. I'm saying, this is the shit you had out here last week. Shit was good. Moochie sold out quick. All right.
Get your Echo pants out of here. Man's got an Echo pants, Echo jacket, Echo hat.
Yo, that fit's damn cold.
Nah, but I bet the shoes were deep.
Echoed down to his boxers.
Loki, I wore a lot of Echo.
Yeah, I had some Echo shit back in the day too.
Everything to your satisfaction?
Yeah, you want it.
Prison people taking it that bull hung his own self, right?
Seems so.
My cousin always worked clean. Not my business. Did your man Avon even know about it?
No.
Wow.
Damn, Serge, you're right.
Wow.
You right. It ain't none of your business.
He's trying to make some plays out here, or he's just saving this
I
business.
won't want a world of this mess up in Avon's ear.
Trying to become James Bond out here. I'm rooting for it.
Yeah.
That bullshit ain't on you. I mean, up in here, D knew he had to stand on his own. You know this.
He knew when he hung himself how we was gonna carry it. Nigga did that shit to hurt me, man.
Come on, Avon, you're smarter than this, bro. Think about it.
D was just fucking weak. I tried to crimp him along since he was a shorty. Nigga, you see me, I tried to bring him up, man, bring him along. Yeah, you was good to him. You was real good to him.
Pat yourself on the back there.
His name is Head, Dick Head.
That's weird. I just did a Bond reference.
Smaller than a 22. It's got a clear channel. Get this bad boy within 10 feet of any conversation. Sounds like Chuck Thompson doing play-by-play.
How much?
$1,500.
Damn.
Can we give it a test run?
Test drive in the modern urban crime environment.
Fuck yeah.
Leave me a credit card and take it for 48 hours.
Got a credit card? Don't you?
It's max to the max, man.
Because
We're hand to
decisions
hand
like
for a
this.
while now. Okay, we're just gonna use it for a couple of days, get what we need, and bring it back.
Don't. He's a
You
dickhead.
got 2 days.
You maxed out the credit card is on panty suit.
Detective Moreland's target looks to be the same as yours. You could take these 14 homicides and turn that half-assed detail you got going into something that matters. You solve the murders, I'll love you for the stats. If you don't, I've made it so the homicide unit doesn't have to bear the whole brunt. It's win-win for me.
No. I'm trying to dig myself out of the basement with something simple and clean here. Drug arrests, maybe prostitution bust if I get lucky. And I'm out from under with Burrell. You keep the murders and my ass stays covered.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe if you treated him better last time, he would have helped you.
You're muffling it.
As a bug in a rub.
What are you gonna do? Like, hey, hold this tennis ball.
To bring goods to an exploding global economy, and to deliver those goods faster, cheaper, and safer, modern robotics do much of the work in the world's largest seaport. Smart card technology provides greater security and improved accountability, with no need for unreliable human surveillance.
Oh my god. Where's the ball?
Hey, Carl, isn't technology the fucking bomb?
Huh? Where they put the tennis balls on the street, right there?
Man, shit, 35 millimeters. Like, what are you talking about?
So they're sitting there like, technology's not the bomb.
Yeah. Frank looked like the CEO of
350 million
Blockbuster.
tons of
Right
cargo
when
annually
Netflix came.
using Singapore.
What kind of man hours are the stevedores clocking over there?
I don't have those figures handy, but Rotterdam does employ 4,000 people. By eliminating some of the more dangerous work, the Rotterdam technologies have reduced employee work-related accidents and injuries by 60%.
There's not that many people left.
Can't get her if you ain't working, right?
Hey, Jackie.
We got enough food for 3 weeks right now.
You guys nerve.
What's up, little man?
You just kill his dad. Don't even dare to touch this.
This is a house full of babies. How do you even know which baby that is?
How you holding up?
Oh my, I cannot deal with Shrinker right now, guys. I don't understand how people just go move on with their lives like this.
I mean, when murder's your daily business.
You did this? You?
Stringer's a fucking monster.
That's what you call a psychopath right there, bro.
Y'all didn't believe in it because you thought he was cute.
Yeah. I thought he was cute too, damn it.
That's your half on the last 2 packages, plus what Frog owed you on your own shit.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Smiley?
Packages were my thing, Nick.
If you wanted to do better.
Don't get your hands dirty, man.
If you wanted to do better, why not learn to do better?
I got other issues right now.
Eternity? Oh, Jesus sake. You knocked up Prissy Catlow?
I only fucked her once.
Christ, everybody down the point fucked her once, Zig.
I want to see this Priscilla person.
Oh, me too. I bet she works at a strip club.
Oh, leave her alone. She's a nice girl.
She's probably nice. She's very friendly, I hear.
That's that girl shit talk.
No.
Backhanded compliments.
I approve sex work, you know this.
Guess Charlene's friend hooked us up good. Who's in charge?
There's some woman I seen going to the back room. She looks a little bit older. I couldn't get close enough to say much about her.
So, grab any ass press?
Look at how uncomfortable he is.
You know he did.
There they go.
A lot of girls, a lot of muscle.
Like, you can't even run away if you tried.
When'd you get served with these?
I got them in the mail this morning.
In the mail? When Pokey Barber got hit with paternity, a sheriff had to come to his house and serve him with papers.
The practical joke?
Are they fucking with him?
That's the dude that hates Ziggy.
Yeah.
We're on this fucking piece of bullshit.
We no fucking law firm over in the middle of the goddamn night.
Shyster, shyster, shyster.
Yeah.
No big deal though. That is hilarious.
That is pretty funny. Yeah.
Don't be mad at them. Be mad at Ziggy for being an idiot.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a great joke. I'm gonna do it to somebody.
There's no restroom in the lobby, and if you're not an approved visitor, I just don't have the authorization.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a resident?
Sorry,
sir.
wrong building.
You see how he walks out?
6th floor, all of them.
Guys, just fly a drone up there and look into the window. You don't have drones there? You don't even know what that is?
I know, they don't feel that, right?
No, they don't.
Hey, Krebs and Keem out here killing it.
That's so true. That is so true.
The only thing about that tennis ball is
That is
nobody
cars
around there plays
placement.
tennis ball.
Why would you leave it in the street?
But yeah, car could also
Stupid, seriously. Now he's gonna throw. Oh. Go, like, hey, I dropped my ball.
That's what our editors deal with all the time when we hit the mics.
Dustin's like, bro.
Oh my god. No!
That's a $1,500 ball.
Out of a bando.
Or you gonna get run over, Carter?
Oh no.
Oh my god. I said it's gonna get hit by
Oh my god. Ah!
I'm so scared. Get over there.
No! It's done.
Dive in front of the truck.
Oh no!
Tackle this ball.
Oh no!
This guy, all these people are like, why is this guy on drugs?
Right over this.
Bro, I feel his pain, bro. That's so
It's like,
Straight Academy Award for that performance.
so bad. I feel bad for him, bro.
But it was also right when Nikki showed up too. They would have had something incriminating on him.
Nothing's alive in these, right?
They don't go out to a truck. You go back in the stacks and bang on them to make sure. I trust these Greek fucks with nothing.
but yet you're still like working with them.
Has he always had pie tattooed on the back of his neck?
I just not noticed that too.
How to get this little baby to cry?
Get your fucking hands off of her!
Even the Eastside boys showed up.
They're looking at Stringer like, this is mighty coincidental.
Right.
He didn't need to do it. I get why he did it, but he didn't need to do it.
Shit look tight, yo.
Another one bites the dust from the tower crew, man. Only 2 out of 4 of them left.
And all of the 2 that have died from infighting. Stringer's so disrespectful.
I know.
And then both of them get killed by Stringer.
I'm gonna need to see Stringer like contemplating about this, because if he's just stone cold, I have no sympathy for him anymore.
Because down here it's still who's your old man till you got kids of your own. Then it's who's your son. But after the horror movie I seen today, robots. My kid will be lucky if he's even punching numbers 5 years from now. Here, Brucey, I think they're your size.
See, this is exactly what we were talking about a couple episodes ago. We'll get back into it in the discussion.
Whoa.
I'm operating under the assumption that because of your relentless diligence, the funding for the Great Pier is going to pass the assembly. But I'm also talking about the canal, so you're going to talk about the canal. So the Muldoons who run the old line state, they're going to talk about the canal until someday, some way, that motherfucker gets dredged and we get some ships in here.
Don't take the deal and leave. You're getting yourself in shit.
He's a fucking lobbyist. I mean, this is his job. What are you going to do?
This is bad news, man. Bad news bears.
Why not just carry the shit
In the box, right? Like, there's no way you're carrying all that cash conspicuously.
I feel bad for Frank, man. He's busting his ass in an impossible uphill battle.
Like, he doesn't know the future. It's like
a battle he can't win.
It's like the same shit
I don't feel bad
with the
for
people
him.
with clean coal. It's like, bro, I don't know that shit's ever gonna be around. Like, it's it.
A fucking
Got one that disappeared.
Get the container number.
Let's go.
Next.
One of two things. The driver takes it through checkout, in which case it might be that Horseface just entered the wrong container number and they find it there. Or it goes out the bobtail lane. Does that, they're doing the dirt.
This is great. This is an organization I need in my life.
Advise if it stops at the checkout point or goes straight out.
Straight out, baby.
He went around the checkout. Copy.
99. You see it?
Can we pull him over now?
It's gonna be full of fucking chemicals.
Oh, this is so exciting.
They need to know where it's going.
Easy to pull off. They can pull this off without a cinch. If there weren't cops looking like that, man, they do this every day. Fast and Furious should switch out the trucks. Tyrese.
Closing the gates, closing the gates.
Dude, can you look like you're not doing dirt?
Yeah, and lock the gate.
He had one job to do, was lock the fucking gate.
He went to ground off of Newkirk, some kind of warehouse.
Pyramid Incorporated, 56.
Copy that.
He's like, I did my work for the day.
If I would have known the boy was gonna be doing some shit like that, man, you know what I mean?
What are the prison people saying? That he just hung himself like that? Just tied a rope around a knob, sat his ass down. Man, how the fuck you gonna stop a man from doing some shit like that?
Oh my God. Can we, like...
What are you gonna do? Stay with him every damn minute, every day you can? I mean, he gonna find a way if he wants to. It ain't on you. It ain't on you. I would tell you if it was.
Not telling him that you did it, though.
On February the 4th and March 16th, Mr. Bakusa received a call from Frank Sobotka's cell phone.
Both times he works a Talco line ship the next day.
And both times a can goes missing in the computer. Pretty good argument for a conspiracy case.
Conspiracy to do what? Smuggle shit. Smuggle what?
For starters, how about bringing girls over here for purposes of prostitution?
We need to do better for a wiretap.
Prostitutes ain't enough.
It's you, Lester. It's gotta be you.
Me,
We need to bring in the lieutenant, his detail, and all the manpower and toys that go with it. And Daniels listens when you talk.
Everybody wants
murders.
We all got roles to play.
What's your role?
I'm just a humble motherfucker with a big ass dick.
You give yourself too much credit.
I ain't all that humble.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
That's legit.
And just like that, they upgraded to digital cameras. Moved on from Nikon to Canon.
Swear to God, if he plays that goddamn song one more time, I'm gonna clock his ass good.
Take him, Zip.
Blood
He just looks big.
born
What the fuck is he, huh? Oh, pussy. You're a legend of the dock, Zig. Fucking legend.
God, they're gassing him up.
Why are they gassing him up? What?
These guys just want to see a fight.
Man down. Berth 5. Go. New Charles.
New Charles. What's happening? Man down. Man down!
Accident? What happened? Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Night work is break book, Frank. I hate this shit.
You guys gonna move this thing or what?
Don't move it. Don't move it, right?
Frank, how's the leg look?
Oh!
Looks great.
God damn, it's done.
Yeah, we get him into this. That's quick today.
See, this is why you need that new technology. Less accidents.
Right to the warehouse.
That's horrible, man. He's not gonna walk ever again.
This case needs to be worked, Lieutenant. I know it began for you as a bullshit detail, but this Sobotka's into some shit that needs to be worked by good police.
The Rawls came to me, asked if I would take the homicides.
You should. Those girls in the can really suffocated, Lieutenant. They really died in that fucking box. Pick this case up, you might eat those open murders, but you let it pass. You gotta ask yourself how you want to live your day-to-day.
Hit it with that guilt trip.
Guinness and dropping gems.
From the guys in 15-14.
He survived, right? He didn't pass, right?
Yeah, you probably just lost the leg.
And like work now.
And
you
can't work there no more.
Yeah. At least they take care of you their own, you know.
That's why I don't want. That's why I don't want to see Frank go down, bro. It's fucking Ziggy.
Where's the money from?
Let you know.
Right?
I got your murders. What I need from you, I get. No bullshit, no arguments.
You know what he wants.
Whoopee!
Right.
Yeah!
Says, I'm gonna go home and suck my own dick tonight.
Thought Rawls was about to jump up and clap his heels together.
I love the job, Mom. I can't help it.
Job doesn't love you.
You know what I love? The mind that's always a step ahead of me. The person who never stops thinking it through. That's what I fell in love with first.
You know what I fell in love with first? Your ambition. Where'd that man go?
Damn.
Right.
I mean, isn't this
Somebody pick up his face.
This is kind of ambitious, though. What he's doing, right? No.
She wanted to go.
But he ain't bringing the money.
You're ambitious about
Isn't it
digging
bringing?
your own grave.
I mean, no, it's not even about that. It's about that, like, he kept, like, they played him last season, and he was like, I'm done. And then he stepped up to potentially get played again this season.
Yeah, he could have gone off. He was better to go for his boards or whatever. He was better to become a lawyer in like a couple weeks.
He was trying to be a lawyer.
Guys, I just want to start this off by making a confession to Marquetta. Babe,
It's 11.
I've got cramps.
Oh, God.
Give you cramps.
He's so cute.
I just realized the quote in the beginning of the episode was the thing about the docs. Don't worry, kid, you're still on the clock.
Yeah.
Super trash.
That sucks, man. I hate that the guy lost
my
his
man's leg was obliterated. Like, that's fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, let's put it easy, man. I feel so bad. I mean, it's nice to see all the boys there and, like, they supported his wife and gave him money, but, like, that's dirty money. The guy lost a leg. Now he has to find, like, another kind of form of work if he can.
Yeah, I mean, real talk, like, compensation-wise, how much is your leg worth? How much is walking? How much is walking worth? Where do you rate that dollars-wise?
That's at least $1 million.
That's my prosthetic.
Dude, it is. It's
You sit on a couch for a living, motherfucker. Hey, you be fine.
Are the dog workers contractors?
Nah, I think they're employed because they're in the
You think
union.
they're full time?
At least he was like already kind of older, you know. Yeah.
They would have like they would have workers.
Maybe
comp.
he's got like 20, 30
back
left.
half of life.
But he had a little kid. He can't run with his little kids no more.
Yeah,
it's just sad, and like you can see why then like the robots want to come over.
Yeah. Also, man, Frank. All right. So what I was gonna say was we talked about this earlier, where like the Sobotkas feel essentially entitled to work the docks, right? Because that's like their family job. So Frank was like, when you come up here, it's about who's your dad or who's your kid, right? And so they are refusing full stop to get a job anywhere else really, but willing to do the illegal stuff that kind of keeps them around the docks because they almost feel like it's their fucking birthright. Like my dad grew up working on the docks. I grew up on the docks. Such and such grew up on the docks. I'm gonna stay on the fucking docks, even though like the dock work is going to go to robots. We know it because we live here now, and I'm not saying that all workers is robots, but the more shit that can be automated, the more shit is gonna be automated. Full stop, period. It's gonna save companies money. They're always gonna do it. Eventually, once Amazon and Uber figure out how to take people out of the equation, people are gonna be out of the fucking equation, and a drone's gonna bring you your package, and that's just gonna be how it is. So like, these are like inevitable things, and like he's fighting against the future, but it's a losing fight, and it's the same with like people being like, coal is gonna come back. It's gonna come back, like clean coal, like, but like it's not. It's the end of an era, and like you gotta get with that, because if you can't change with the times is gonna just change, motherfucker, and you're gonna be a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's a classic example of like just kind of clinging on to what you know and what you understand. And yeah, like you said, he believes it's the Sobotka birthright, so he's just he wants to hold that dock down. That's why I do still appreciate him for trying to keep the crew together and keep the families fed, you know. I know he's doing shady shit. I know he needs to get with the times, but it's easier said than done when you're not in his shoes, you know, per se. So like it's hard to see that. Like I didn't know that it would be all digital. I thought like DVDs were the thing, and then no, Blu-rays are the thing. No, it's all digital now. So like you never know.
And one last thing about the legacy stuff with the lobbyists being like, dude, my fucking great grandfather sharpened knives, and he hated doing it so much that he made sure he put my like dad in college, and so like it took one person in their like family line to change the trajectory of their family for generations. One person to be like, just because I did it doesn't mean you need to do it, and like we can change this. You know what I mean? And I appreciate those like two different lines of thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too, and I mean, as much as I feel for and understand Sobotka and like where he's coming from. He clearly made his bed, and now he lays in it, and like he knows that it's not comfortable, and then for him to just like come after other people like the lobbyists and like talk back to him that like he made a choice to make his life better, like yeah, like what is your problem? Like that is my life, and I chose to do this with it, and like here you are struggling, and here I am getting
Frank's lucky
your
I had
money.
it.
That's true.
So.
Yeah.
What else?
Wow. I mean, The microphone getting crushed.
I thought Spidey was talking. I was like,
funny as shit.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
I love.
How about the microphone? The $1,500 tennis ball.
The Carver's face was so funny when he ran across the street. He looked like such a sad puppy.
Why didn't they get like police funds for it though?
Well, one, they're not working in detail with money. Two, Valchek's top tier security van is currently in the port of Portland. So yeah.
But can you not reimburse that shit though? Like, I mean, he's a cop. He cannot reimburse it.
No. I don't know if they were actually supposed to be doing.
He should be able to reimburse it. I mean, if they make a case with it, then he should be able to reimburse that, right?
I mean, if they actually in the end make the case and everything, yeah.
Oh, because they can't use it because it's not legal. They didn't obtain the evidence legally.
Yeah, and they didn't also get just to get a wiretap last time they had to go through all that paperwork. They had to get Rhonda. Even Rhonda was saying, like, you can't tap somebody if you think they're fucking into prostitution. Like, it has to be strictly drugs, which is
but
literally like, hey, are you selling women?
After drugs.
I know.
They would have had it. They literally would have had it if Frog didn't pick up that tennis ball. Like, they were talking about the heroin, and Micky was about to reveal it, and they would have had their link. It would have had their wire. But of course, was that wire? Is it possible for a wire like that inside a tennis ball, inside a cup, to pick up audio that clearly?
No.
Man, he said you get it within 10 feet. It's like the dude's giving the broadcast for the game. Right?
Yeah, the play-by-play from whatever.
I like the conversation with Frog and Nikki, where Nikki's like, "Hey, Frog, you're a huge fraud. What's wrong with you?" And then
he's like,
also Frog trying to play him like he played Ziggy. He was like, "Bro, you're gonna give me my money, $500 up front, and the extra $250 that you owe Ziggy. You fucking dumb shit." Like, who lets Frog dictate anything? If you Frog, you don't dictate shit.
Excuse me.
You heard me.
Frog is the white Bodhi.
You're the supplier.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
No.
Bodhi is smart. Frog's trying to run a scam. Where Frog was like, "Hey, I need you to give me the drugs now, and I'll give you the money later." And he's like, "Fuck no! Like, give me $500 up front. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I feel like if Bodhi's ever trying to do some kind of scammy type shit, that he would get away with it. I also feel like Bodhi is too loyal to the streets.
Yeah. And also, Bodhi's smart. You saw how he got out of prison.
This nigga's sneaky.
I
don't know about.
So we found out that Avon did not know about the murdering.
Avon doesn't know. Avon doesn't know.
Stringer's so dirty, bro. How are you gonna go touch his mama? Go talk to everybody.
I know.
He's so bro.
Get your dirty hands off of anyone.
Like, I have no guts to look somebody in the eye after I accidentally take their cup or something. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, you gotta. I wish we had one scene of him showing some kind of regret or remorse or just being troubled by it, but he's just like, nah.
I do not understand why y'all think this man would have any remorse. Like, what?
I think
that shit was a tactical business decision.
Because I think Avon wants to, I think when he went to prison, Avon didn't want to go in bed with Proposition Joe. And I think Stringer wanted to just to keep the business going. So I think the business is going to be like that, where Stringer is going to not listen to Avon, do his own thing, and then eventually they're just going to be at the opposite ends.
Mm.
Eventually, Avon might hang himself too. Who knows?
Right.
I think Stringer's. I'm sorry, Spidey. What were you saying?
No, that was it. He's gonna hang himself too.
Oh, Stringer's greatest weapon and the most terrifying thing about him is his business mindedness, his bureaucracy. Like, even people are just numbers to him. So killing D is literally however many thousands of dollars it took to him. It's not taking a life. It's a fucking business transaction. And that is what makes him fucking terrifying. You see him because he's a sociopath. My man's got no empathy at all. Like, he shows up to the fucking funeral.
Most CEOs are sociopaths, so.
Good to know. Keep that in mind. She shows up to the fucking funeral. Like, he just gets around, does his thing. He doesn't give a fuck. To him, it's not. He's not even remotely sad. Like, he does not care because he's just there for the bottom line. And the bottom line is profit for this man. And if the bottom line is profit, he's going to fuck anybody over to get to it. It does not matter.
Have you guys seen Billions? You guys should watch Billions. It's like Stringer's doing what Billions, what they do in Billions. Like, they literally just see numbers all the time. And it's like what you just said, every transaction is a dollar number. Like, anything outside of that is nothing else, like that person's life, or like 5 years down the line, that person's like family bloodlines, they don't that doesn't mean anything to them. It's like how much money is this person in 5 years going to generate this company, and is it worth it? So it's like that. Like that's how they see it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. A scene I truly enjoyed in this was the real detective work we got in this episode, like for The Wire. Seeing them like follow the missing cargo, follow them out to the pyramid thing and everything. That's the police work I live for. It was great scene. I was like exhilarated.
Yeah, I agree. It was great.
And yeah, Head. My name is Head.
Micky is slinging heroin now.
Yeah.
So that is his next occupation.
I mean, he's making $500 a week.
He's lying about that. There's no way he's only making $500 a week.
He's breaking off a few people too, though.
Oh yeah, but I mean, what $500 a week is an extra $2,000 a month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's enough for him to be
That's
able to move out and do it.
Right?
But
yeah, it's 2002.
It's not worth the He's also working the docks too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He said he's still at the docks.
And haircut money.
And haircut money. I just hope that if I was him, I would lie about the 500 and actually be making like 1,000 a week and just putting away that extra 5 until you need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to have a rainy day fund.
And he's not assuming any risk, right?
Yeah,
really.
Definitely assumed risk. He pulled up on him.
Yeah,
he was just about to be implicated.
You know when in the street
but
when they
nothing ties back to him. That's what I meant. Like he's not like nothing can tie back to him.
So
I mean, they got his car and his face and everything from him being there. So really, he's already caught. It's gonna figure out what he's trading with.
But also keep in mind too that like on the streets that we've talked about this before, that over in West Baltimore they're fucking regimented, nobody snitches, nobody rolls up. If Frog gets arrested, Frog is rolling. Frog is growing to say his name is Nicky Sobotka. I known him since we were 5. I know where he lives at. I know his mama. I know his cousin. I will give you everybody as long as I don't have to go to jail. Or do you think Frog is gonna stand tall?
No.
No.
He's gonna roll.
I want to see them bring Frog in and him just be like, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, talking in like a perfect white accent. Be like, look, I just wanted to be a gangster. I don't actually want to do this shit. Okay, please. It's Nicky Sobotka.
Yeah, while Nick is not out there on the streets, he's also not a drug cartel. So, like, the discipline's not there. So, like, I would be, if I was him, I'd be like, yeah, the second Frog gets arrested, that's it. I'd tend to go in between. Ziggy wouldn't snitch because Ziggy wants to be cool.
Hey, man. I want to talk about McNulty. McNulty over here
trying to make a change.
Yeah. Trying to get with his wife again, spend time with the kids, but I don't think it'll ever be like it was. Kind of like the whole Gatsby thing.
I love Elena. She's like, maybe one day I'll want you to be happy again. I'm like, yes.
I completely understand her though. Like, I do want them to get back together, and I believe that McNulty's really trying to like reform and be a better man. But he's been a better man for like less than a week at this point.
Yeah.
And he expects the heaven to just fall to his lap. And like, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to work way harder.
Hey, he only had wine at dinner, okay? He's a changed man.
Yeah, right? Like, it's just a poser right now. Like, he needs to prove that he's actually changed first.
No, I agree with you 100%.
He should buy her a pack of thin black Sharpies so she can continue to draw her eyebrows on really neat.
That was the look back then, guys.
Bold.
Thin eyebrows. And now it's like thick eyebrows. And then like 10 years from now, it's thin eyebrows again. Like.
Yeah, I do appreciate McNulty doing his thing, but also, yeah, she's like, how am I supposed to trust you? Because keep in mind, he wasn't just cheating with some rando, somebody he worked with, that he still works with. And also, like, he
still sleeps
addicted to his job. You know how he is with the drinking and hunting down people with bodies and shit. He even said he's like, I'm retired, but like, he's retired, but he's still in the police force. Like, he's just on a boat now. Like, his retirement is in huge, big old, giant quotation marks.
He ain't retiring. He says so, but there's no way I believe that.
This was called Backwash. Does anybody get why?
Daniels is going
to go back, man.
What?
What'd you say, Pat? Why do you think
Daniels is going to call McNulty back, and he's going to go back.
I said, pourquoi? Why do you think such a thing?
Why? Because Daniels, he's the best detective. Like, him and Kim are the best detectives they got, and Lester. And what Ross said, you could have anything you want. So I'm pretty sure Daniels is probably going to ask McNulty to come back.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably.
Back in the wire.
Well, I don't know why it was called backwash. I mean, it's when you take a sip. If you're willing to take a
now
sip.
Everyone took a sip out of that same thing. We just figured out the
that's-
mix between everybody, and now Daniels has to take these fucking murders that weren't his.
Love child.
Or you did see that all the things are starting to finally get mixed in. We saw Proposition Joe. He's now connected to the docs.
Yep.
We saw the drugs get moved. We saw Sergey pick up the drugs. We saw Horse do that. Like, everyone's implicated. So, I mean, if backwash, I guess, is the idea of mixing your spit with your drink, everybody's officially mixed in with the drink right now, baby.
I would also think, based on my experience with, like, my dad used to, like, work in a job, like, similar to this in terms of, like, the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the guy that, you know, had the accident on the dog while working was actually also drunk at work. Because then maybe that is why he got the money and not workers' comp. Like, if they take your blood sample and find out that you were under influence of anything, you don't get any workers' comp. And like there were many accidents where my dad's factory, and like 90% of the time they would find some traces of alcohol.
That is horrible.
That's how those people like start their day, like with the beer and the shot
egg
and
and
an
shit.
egg.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no thank
It's
you.
just what it needs.
Ugh.
With
So-
the
That's
egg.
like the egg in there.
Yeah, with the egg.
How about to end this season, we do the beer shot and an egg?
No, I'm not doing an egg. You know I'm not
Who's
fucking
down?
doing
I'm
eggs
not
on
doing the
my
egg.
body.
I'm down.
You
I'm
know
down.
about this life.
I'm down.
All
One
right.
time.
Hey,
Just one
we
time.
got 3 real ones.
Series
Do my
finale.
body.
Series
Hey,
finale.
hey! If you drop a cook egg, I'm down.
No, it's gotta. We can't do series finale. We gotta do this
That
season.
is so.
All right, this season. Let's
That's
go.
where they
I'll
drink
do
it at. They drink it in this season, into the season. Beer, egg, Ketty, you in? All right, I guess it's
I'll
gonna
have
be me.
double
Spot.
alcohol.
Oh, I'm not. I'll drink the egg with you guys.
I'll drink
Okay,
the double. I'll drink here. I'll drink his beer and he'll drink my egg.
That's not.
It's
that's
a
not
beer
how it
and a
works,
shot.
Bro.
Whatever. He'll take my eggs and I'll take his alcohol.
all right. Well, I guess me, Spidey, and Serge are all the way about it. We'll figure out the rest.
So one last thing that I just remembered that I want to bring up was it was unique that I don't know if you guys caught it, but Proposition Joe said you buy for $1, you sell for $2.
Yeah.
But do you remember Spiros?
Yeah.
Buy for a nickel, sell for a dime.
Yeah.
So it indicates like here's the plug, here's the next person up in line, so
Yep.
it costs more.
Oh yeah,
It's a cycle, man.
Oh shit.
Girl was like, buy because I mean, I like that their whole entire thing is like, oh, it's just basic economics. Like that's all I do. These girls, we bought them for this much, and then we sold them for that much.
Yeah.
It's all like, yeah, buy for a nickel, sell for a dime. But then, like, when you're like, but what are we buying and selling? Oh, it's heroin and it's raw, or it's people.
Well, it's chemicals, and then we turn it in. That's why Sergey didn't leave, is they spent all day turning the chemicals into the heroin, and then that's when Prop Joe pulled up afterwards.
Come get that raw.
Also, pushing dope totally merits wire, but pushing women and human beings does not.
Right?
That
According to
is
the law.
so sick.
Like, hey,
That is sick as shit.
You have
yeah.
sex slaves? Oh, we can't put a wire on you. I'm sorry. Are you getting people high? You're the devil. We found you.
But they're choosing to be sex slaves. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
No,
as unfortunate as it is, too, there's more people that are going to be affected by the overall drugs than the people in the sex industry.
Well,
Just by basic,
that's
if we're doing it on
true.
on numbers alone, those drugs are going to affect a lot more people.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, if you I see what you're trying to say.
I say legalize them both.
That still doesn't mean that there couldn't be a wiretap on both.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
know?
you just
Yeah, I don't understand why that's the rule. Why
Yeah.
there's a limit to what the crime is.
Love child.
Because there's a war on drugs, there's not a war on sex.
Right.
That's why.
That's true.
They
Terrorism
have so
only.
much money. They have to delegate that money to the places that are going to make the most of an impact.
Yeah. And on top of that, too, if you think about it on a super selfish level, like, these women aren't even citizens. So, like, I'm dead serious. I guarantee you some politicians will be like, why the fuck would I waste tax dollars to fucking liberate some women who aren't even citizens? Like,
True.
you know what I mean?
As unfortunate as it is.
Well, legalize sex, y'all. We hope you have a good day.
Yeah, guys, legalize sex, okay?
It's legal, guys.
You know what I'm trying to say? Sex work.
If I was
Wait,
putting a...
I have one more thing.
Yeah?
Bye.
Bye.
In the next episode, I want to discuss how much you guys would charge for your sex.
What up, everybody? I'm back. Sorry to be gone for so long, but I'm back to continue with The Wire. So, 2x7, Backwash. Let's talk about it. So we start out with Bodhi buying flowers for Dee's funeral, which was very, very sad. Dee's death scene. I think he got just the worst ending that you could possibly have, but it was realistic, based on what Stringer wanted to have happen. But Bodhi is buying flowers. You see the flower shop owner just you see his demeanor change when he finds out what Bodhi's really about, and he shows him like the other inventory that he wouldn't market to his other clientele. So it was just interesting to see his demeanor change, and also just the way Bodhi was talking about Dee. He was like, I didn't particularly like the guy, but I cared about him. He was part of my daily life. So it was just really sad what happened to Dee. But on the Sobotka case, they've been paying attention to the containers, Bunk, B, Lester. All of them have been paying attention, and now they found a pattern, and now they need to physically go and put eyes on the docks. And so Bunk is trying to have things cool down so that they can go do some, not undercover, but like stakeout kind of work. And B, then, later on you see her go back to the docks to throw Sobotka off the scent and be like, yeah, I guess the case is done, I'm back now. And as we see, that ends up working out because they're able to get their hands on, or their eyes on that container at the end. We'll get to that. Meanwhile, Nick is talking to Frog about the heroin that they got, which I don't know if that's a good idea. It seems like Nick, he was kind of just all about the money, because Ziggy tried to get him into selling heroin and cocaine earlier too, and Nick wasn't about that. And now all of a sudden, he has this somewhat easy opportunity for easy money, and he sees the street value of what he could attain. And so the money is starting to get to Nick a little bit. You see, he bought a new truck. He's going for the bigger house with his girlfriend. The money's starting to get to Nick a little bit, and I think he's becoming slowly more and more reckless. Because Nicky might not be a little punk like Ziggy is. He's able to kind of hold his own when he's talking to Frog and not have them dick him around, but he's not experienced in this life. You know what I mean? I feel like he's getting in a little over his head and getting into stuff that he doesn't really understand. And, if it wasn't obvious by now, we fully find out that it was Stringer that had Dee killed, which is just... It just sucks. It just sucks what happened to Dee. Like, his whole... I mean, I don't know what legacy he had, but his whole reputation is tarnished because everybody, when Brianna is grieving with Stringer, when Avon is grieving with Weebay, everybody's just like, man, he's weak, and he did this on purpose to hurt us. And it's like, Dee wasn't weak. Dee was willing to roll at one point. He was willing to snitch, but I think he had finally accepted his fate, and I think he just wanted to be, as he said, left alone. Just leave me alone and let me deal with this. And it just sucks. It just sucks that his reputation got tarnished like that, and nobody will know the truth about what happened because it was done very cleverly, very cleanly, and it just sucks that it was made to look like that. And you got the whole storyline with the $1,500 mic, the microphone that Herc and Carver using to stake out Frog. Although they put it inside a tennis ball, which I feel like is gonna muffle your audio a lot. Like I don't care how good a microphone is, if you surround it with a tennis ball, it's gonna significantly decrease the quality of the audio. And of course, then it ends up being broken. And that was a funny scene, but it kind of also sucks because it's like $1,200 for Carver that Herc talked him into. While the microphone scene is going on, we're also cutting to another scene of Sobotka at this meeting where they're talking about robotics and the future of the shipping industry, and how there's, they're using the Dutch as an example and the innovation in their technology. And there's not so many stevedores. There's 4,000 people in the Dutch yard handling 350 million tons of shipping cargo a year. That's very few people for a very massive workload. I mean, there's no way. So robotics is now this new threat. Like the threat for Sobotka so far was just being poor and not being listened to, and have a decrepit shipping yard and not have enough hours for his workers. And now here comes another threat, which is robotics is potentially going to take these jobs now. And there was some really, really awesome editing in this scene, because you see the presentation and you see the guy talking about robotics, and then you cut to Herc and Carver, and Herc is listening on the microphone, and he's just amazed by the quality of the audio, and he turns to Carver and he's like, "Isn't technology the fucking bomb?" And then we cut back to the presentation of the guy talking about robotics, but it's on Sobotka's face, and he's just completely in dread and in complete fear for what's coming his way. And I just thought that was a really great juxtaposition to show both sides of technology, how it can be incredibly inventive and helpful and make certain jobs easier, and then on the other hand, how it can be so inventive that it can completely replace a job. At that meeting, Sobotka's asking him all these questions, and the guy doesn't have any answers for him, but he says, "Oh, we did cut down the employee, hazard rating by 60%. Sobotka turns to, oh God, I forget his name, but he turns to the guy he was with, and he's like, "You can't get hurt if you're not working, right?" Because that's why that stat is so high. It's like, you didn't really cut down on employee hazard. It's just not as many people are working, so of course that statistic is going to go up. So just a very, very well edited scene going back and forth between the two technologies is very, very well done. And we're just jumping around a lot with people dealing with Dee's passing. Stringer goes, Dee's wife, I forget her name, but she didn't seem very fazed by it. I think she had forgotten about Dee like a long time ago, because she hadn't been visiting him in prison until String told her to go do it. So I feel like she had stopped caring a long time ago. I don't think she was fazed by it at all. Meanwhile, Brianna is a complete wreck, and String is consoling her. And man, String is he just completely turned into a complete shitball. But I guess from his perspective, like, the business is going downhill rapidly, and you have all these threats around Avon. Like, he's not close to Avon, he's separated from Avon, and I think that has very much heightened String's paranoia and need for doing more rash things. And of course, Dee was the biggest one. Like, Dee is supposed to be untouchable, that's Avon's family, and so the fact that String has done this is like a big, big deal. And we'll just keep continuing with Dee's storyline. So the funeral was, well done, really sad. And you notice everybody showed up, even Eastside Prop Joe showed up to the funeral, which is a sign of respect, but it's also self-serving, because Prop Joe was there to make a proposition. At first I was like, damn, that's a really big sign of respect, like people coming together from different parts of the city that are usually, beefing with each other. But at the end of the scene, you find out that, he was there for his own gains, to try to make a deal. It's like, hey man, I know your stuff sucks. Mine does not. You know it. I know it. Let me sell it to you. And he's trying to get a piece of the towers. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, Prop Joe was like, hey man, let's just keep this to business. We don't have to bring violence into this. Let's stop beefing and work together and make money together, which I don't think that's a very bad idea. But of course, Avon was not cool with that at all later on, with String and Avon's phone call. And again, Stringer is consoling Avon like, man, it wasn't on you. It's just it sucks knowing what we know and the characters don't know, and String is just an asshole, man. But obviously Avon is not about it. I think Avon is also making some bad calls, because again, he's removed from the situation. He's not there on the day-to-day, so I don't think he understands really quite how bad it is. So that's a no-go. I think Proposition came with a reasonable proposition, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But it was just nice to see everyone show up. But when they're putting the flowers down on his casket, you see Brianna, his mother, just kind of toss it onto the casket in like anger, because again, everybody thinks that Dee did this on purpose to hurt them purposefully, because everybody tried talking to Dee. Everybody, his mom was there, Avon was there. I don't think anybody could have imagined that he would have committed suicide, and he didn't, but it sucks that they think that. And you can just see how hurt she is and how angry she is, and it sucks that that's the memory of her son that she'll have, is that he committed suicide to hurt her purposefully, which sucks. So I don't know if the truth will ever be revealed. I really don't remember that. I hope it does, because, man, it's so shitty. Going back to Nick and Ziggy, you know, Nick is handling the drugs now. He's handling the stealing shipping containers, which a detail that's been all throughout the season, but I just kind of noticed is they write everything down on paper. When the Sobotkas are doing dirt, like when he gives what he needs stolen, it's on paper so that they can destroy it. There's no phone calls, there's no records, aside from when the shipping container actually goes missing, but the initial, like, hey, I need this, all of that is written on paper. So that was a clever little detail that I didn't really notice till now. But Ziggy is mad about that because he's like, man, the drugs were my thing. Like, Ziggy wants to be good at something. You know, I think he just wants to have, like, a thing. It's just he sucks. He just sucks. He's so gullible. He's so dumb. Obviously, he falls for the paternity thing. And then later on in the episode, almost goes to fight Maui because the two guys sitting next to Ziggy were riling him up. They're like, oh, man, you could take him, man. You're a legend in the docks. We've heard about you. You could take him. Everybody's always fucking with Ziggy, but it's also Ziggy's fault for allowing himself to get fucked with. Like, he's just not a smart dude. And I feel for his character because he wants to have, like, a thing and he wants to just be good at something, but he just sucks. And now going back to the case, first of all, it's really nice to see all these little pair-ups that we didn't have in season 1. Obviously, we've been following Bunk and Lester for a little bit, but then you have Kima and Prez riding together. Herc and Carver are still, you know, they're inseparable. I think they have really good on-screen chemistry, but it's a really well-written show and really well-written characters where you can take them and put them together with anybody and they'll still have meaningful chemistry and good writing. And of course, Kima and Prez are hitting the strip clubs. Herc and Carver are working the street on street drug cases, and now they've caught wind of Nick Sobotka. Bunk and Lester have been working on the murders, and now everybody's starting to realize, hey, I think all these things are connected, and it's like everybody has a piece of the puzzle figured out, and they need more resources to bring it home, and the only person that can do that is Daniels. Only Daniels is not interested in that. So far hasn't been this season because he's in it for himself. Like he told his wife, I'm playing their game this time. Like he's not trying to end up in a basement again. So he's been very self-serving this season, and it's believable because who knows how long he's been in that basement, and now he finally has a chance out of the darkness, if you will. And yeah, I probably would be looking out for myself also if I got another opportunity, but Lester finally gets to him at the end of the episode, and he's able to turn it around. So now they've got everything. They're handling the murders, they're handling the missing shipping containers, possible drug-related things, and it's all leading back to Frank. Before we talk about Frank, I want to talk about Lester again. Just another detail I noticed about him this episode is he really took the time to watch a ship offloading, a ship that had nothing to do with the case, and he just sat there, and he just watched the program do its thing, and he learned it. And again, that's just consistent with his character, and his writing is that he is a very detail-oriented person, so that was just a very good scene to show that Lester took the time to learn the ins and outs of this. And at the end, they were able to follow that shipping container all the way to Pyramid Incorporated, which they, staked out for a while, and then Prop Joe showed up there. So Prop Joe, East Side, Baltimore is connected with the Greeks, who are supplying East Side with the heroin. So that's their source. And now you can see how, we'll connect all the webs at the end, but now I want to talk about Frank, who is just the most tragic character, because he's just trying to do right by his people. But the only way he can do right by his people if he has money, and there's not enough work for any given person to have a reasonable living wage, let alone, everybody. So he's doing dirt to get money so he can get things done. Only that money that he collected was only good enough for a conversation. It was only good enough to say hello to the person that he needs to talk to. He didn't even get to talk about the things he wanted to talk about. He's been working with this lobbyist, and that scene with him and the lobbyist was very tense, and it was very important because he didn't really get him anything. You know, from Sobotka's perspective, he's like, okay, I give you the money, and you get things done for me. That's how that works, right? That's a transaction. But no, in politics, the money only gets you a hello, and they might hear you out. And I don't think Sobotka is used to that, and they're having this very interesting conversation back and forth. Like the Sobotkas are like, my family's been stevedores. They've all been stevedores. Meanwhile, you're living this precious life with this cozy job, and your son goes to Princeton and he's going to grow up and be able to do whatever he wants. And then the lobbyist claps back and he's like, bruh, my grandfather used to be a knife sharpener, and he didn't want his kids to do that, so he worked harder to give them a better life. Maybe you should be working harder too. Only that's easier said than like done, because the lobbyist doesn't have the perspective of Sobotka's life. Like anybody that says, oh, why don't you just work harder? Why don't you just work harder to get yourself out of your circumstance? How can you do that if you don't have money? How can you do that if you don't have resources in your city? So both perspectives are valid. It's like, work hard, get out of your situation. I can't work hard. There's no opportunity here. There's nothing here. How do I move forward? So it's these two perspectives that are perfectly valid on their own, clashing with each other, and that's why the rich and the poor will always fail to understand each other, because they're both right, but they're also both wrong. You know what I mean? And it all comes down to the systems in our cities and our communities. It's all connected, and it's all not efficient. And I just feel for Sobotka, because now Nick Sobotka is getting into the drugs, and Herc and Carv have got wind of him, and now there's this whole other element that's going to come back to bite Frank in the ass, and he doesn't even know about it. And Nick is supposed to be the responsible one, and he was the responsible one until the money started getting to him. But now let's take a look at the web of everything. We started out in the pits. We started out in West Side. I hope I'm getting the West Side, East Side thing correctly. But we started out with Avon, the drug thing, which we found out he's investing that into real estate. So the drugs and real estate are connected. Then we found out he's giving political contribution to politicians. So drugs, real estate, politicians are connected. Now we go to the East Side. East Side is connected with the Greeks. The Greeks are connected with the harbor, who are stealing various things for the Greeks, and there's dirt going on there. So East Side, the Greeks, and the harbor is connected. Now the harbor is the union is also giving political contributions to the politicians, the same politicians that West Side was feeding, through dirty money. So it's all just flowing upwards. And politicians so far are the common denominator of everything. And I don't think we've gone past that yet, but this show just shows you how everything connects and how everything affects everything else. And it's so well written, so well done. Amazing episode. The only thing I didn't talk about was McNulty's storyline this episode, which I'll just quickly talk about it. He's trying to get back with Elena because he feels like he's changed. He thinks he's changed enough to get back with Elena. And even, he took her out to dinner once. They slept together, and then the next morning he's like, oh yeah, we'll go to my apartment and pick up some stuff. It's like, bro, did you think that was it? That's all that it was going to take? And I think the most telling thing was at the end when the kids are playing in the tent and they're yelling things to each other. He's called one kid is they're using words like snitch, punk, mope, and then McNulty's like, who teaches them this stuff? It's like, bro, you did. You say all these things. They learned it from you. So he's completely oblivious, completely unaware, completely clueless, and that was the biggest evidence that he's not ready for this. And I don't know if he's ever really going to be ready for it. And yeah, that's just kind of all that was happening with him. Anyways, great episode. Glad to be back. I will continue with the series and not try to take any more pauses. Thanks for joining me. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Thanks for watching The Wire with the Normies. Check us out on Patreon for early access and uncut content. Special shout out to our super patrons Sakif, Clayton, Harry MacFan, Explorin' Dylan, Aaron, Mr. Momus, Joe, Nicola, Canyon, ZJP, Nick, and Keyboard Junkie, and we'll see you all next time.